A rainy day. A rainy and potentially, I think, maybe even a sleety day here in Finger Lakes region, western central New York. And here in the town of LeRoy, we have come across the home of Jell-O, America's most famous dessert.
It was in 1897, that's when Mr. Probixby Wade, who was a carpenter by trade, but he also dabbled in patent medicines because those days you could make medicines and sell them in the street. And he took the powdered gelatin, added the sugar and flavor, and his wife May, they named it Jell-O. And for 2 years he tried to do this all on his own. So I envisioned him working all day doing his carpentry, coming home, mixing up the Jell-O, putting it in packages, advertising, bringing it door to door. And that's got to be harder than anybody today, much less then. That's when Mr. Order Woodard, who owned this Genesee Pure Foods Company in town, and he approached Mr. Wade. You know Mr. Wade. I'm a successful businessman in town. I'm familiar with Jell-O from town, and I think I can do better. I've got a factory. I've got workers. I've got advertisers. I think I can do better. I'll give you $450. I'll take it all off your hands. I'll take whatever Jell-O you have left over. I'll take the trademark. I'll take the recipes, and I'll run with it. And Mr. Wade agreed. And the advertising agency was seeking a sweet and dainty little girl to advertise a sweet, dainty new dessert. And they found her in Elizabeth King, who was 4 years old at the time. And her father was sending in hand-drawn pictures, and they weren't biting on her. It wasn't until he sent her in a photograph that, oh, she's just what we're looking for. So Elizabeth King, at the age of 4, became the one and only Jell-O girl. They used her image up to the 1940s, 1904 to 1940s. They would take her, starting at the age of 4, they'd take her anywhere people would gather, and she would make the Jell-O. And they could stand there and say, you see how easy it is to make Jell-O? Even a child can do it.
And officially voted. Coffee flavored Jell-O. And here is the flavor line. The coffee Jell-O here. Introduced in 1918, but only in certain regions, not nationwide or worldwide. A cola flavored is available, but discontinued at the end of the year. Now, I find that interesting because I would think that a cola flavor or a root beer flavor or something like that might be something that would still be somewhat popular even today, I would think. You got root beer floats, soda floats, things like that. I'd figure similarly, Jell-O could still be popular here from that standpoint. But seasoned tomato for salads. Back in the 60s, celery flavor, mixed vegetable flavored seasoned tomato and Italian salad. Shortly followed by Mr. Wiggle. And more of the fruits coming on through. Sparkling white grape, the champagne of Jell-O in 1997, celebrating 100 years of Jell-O. Do you all remember Jell-O 1, 2, 3? Where it would separate into the 3 different flavors, into the colors and the layers? I tell you, some of these museums and some of these places are a step back in time for generations long before us. But you have brands that just surpass generations, even if they're not made here, like they're not made here anymore, here in LeRoy, New York. But to be able to go back in time in your own brain and your own nostalgia from when you were a kid, whatever that would be, when you would grow up or your parents would grow up, places like this are really, really a neat part of America. Remarkable recipes. Unusual Jell-O recipes. I mean, Jell-O marshmallows, okay. Blue goo volcano, whatever that may be. That, with Cool Whip and ice cream cones. I mean, that would be a very sweet dessert. But then you have the savory vegetable salad mold. Your lemon Jell-O and your diced tomato and lima beans. Your onions, your vinegar, and your Worcestershire sauce. I don't know.
I'd try it.
You try it? Would you make it? There might be enough left over to where, yeah, I don't know. Neapolitan, lemon Jell-O, raspberry Jell-O, strawberry Jell-O, and a second lemon Jell-O. Good old sweets. Under the sea salad. Again, pear halves, some cream cheese, some lemon juice. All right. Some ginger. I don't know.
This sounds interesting.
Pulp from oranges, shredded cabbage, chopped celery, and pimentos. So and nuts can be added. So that's a Spanish salad. Interesting.
I would try it.
Spanish Jell-O salad. You can even get your photo as the Jell-O girl. I see a Jell-O girl. There she is. Can I be a Jell-O girl? I don't know. I don't think I would have the small, quaint, and dainty Jell-O girl look. Interesting facts about Jell-O. Every day, 758,000 packages of gelatin purchased in the U.S. A Jell-O brain. A Jell-O brain, as a matter of fact, because Jell-O has been scientifically tested to match the brain waves, frequency, and amplitude of healthy adult men and women brains. Weird. I don't know what it is out in Utah that brings out the need to consume the most Jell-O. Talking about Jell-O and Utah. Again, Salt Lake City, twice as much Jell-O gelatin as the national household average. Why? I would like to know if there's anybody that's from the Salt Lake City, Utah area, and you love your Jell-O, or you use your Jell-O for something. It must be a cultural thing out there compared to somewhere else. I don't know. But apparently it's the official state snack of Utah. 14,000 signatures collected by the students from Brigham Young University to vote for Jell-O, to call it the state snack of Utah. Huh. Neat. Door-to-door Jell-O delivery. We saw one of these Jell-O trucks there in the Peace Aero Museum. Advertisements of Jell-O through the years. I do like, of course, how the different artists have different colors of Jell-O. Rose O'Neal to Rockwell, Norman Price. And then cartoons. During World War II, where Jell-O hired Helen Hawkinson. Humpty Dumpty, sitting too high, watched a maid eating Jell-O stroll by. It looked so delicious, he loved it so well, he reached down to taste some, and that's how he fell. Now, here at the Jell-O Museum, what is interesting and odd, we do have Jell-O animals. But you are here with a taxidermied giraffe. A real taxidermied giraffe. This giraffe actually collapsed and died in 1985 when a circus came to town. And it was preserved by a pizza shop for a while. And then when the pizza shop closed, it found its way here. And Jell-O feels so good when it slides down your throat. Giraffes have longer throats for it to slide down. Interesting. JELL-O jigglers, JELL-O molds, all sorts of molds to shape your JELLOs into. Plastic molds to celebrate all sorts of different types of events or characters or reasons to celebrate with a JELL-O dessert. And JELL-O molds still continue with Phineas and Ferb. And Madagascar. Pretty neat. You can even get JELL-O trains, JELL-O Tyco trucks. Collectors over the years. Collectible baseball cards from the 60s. Harmon Killebrew, early win. Classic fairy tales. Free premium offered with 6 boxes of JELL-O, and you can get cassette tapes of Jack and the Beanstalk and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Canada's most famous dessert, JELL-O. Complete, of course, with JELL-O hockey spoons. The Toronto Blue Jays JELL-O mold. And for the French Canadians, sparkling Granny Smith apple JELL-O. Selling the rights to JELL-O for $450, which was eventually then sold for $66 million. Hindsight's always 20/20, but I wonder if the descendants of Mr. Waite just wonder what if. Downstairs, beneath the JELL-O Museum, is a transportation section here. The LeRoy Historical Society has exhibits about transportation. It does not have a JELL-O cart, but these are real, authentic, legitimate modes of transportation. These are not replicas. From the eras through the years, 1890s, 1830s. Obviously not to be standing on them or to be climbing in because of their age. But they're not, behind glass, they're not behind ropes. To be able to step around through history and just to imagine people using these types of transportation modes, which could be quite luxurious as well. It's pretty cool. And as we exit the JELL-O Museum, the rain has turned into snow. Well, but the JELL-O Museum is a fantastic, fun little place. It is a little place, combined with the LeRoy Historical Society, but a lot of fun, quirky little fun bits about with American history and your own nostalgia and the various flavors and just things that you can do with JELL-O. So really fun here in LeRoy in upstate New York. Swing on by if you're in the Finger Lakes, Western New York area region. Swing on by. It's a fun little stop. From 1907, the original Eden Kazoo Company in Eden, New York. And the world's largest kazoo. What is a kazoo? Well, here at the Kazoo Museum, hopefully we might be able to find some out of what is a kazoo. What makes a kazoo different? And what different kinds of kazoos can be made? Race car kazoos, sailboat kazoos, airplane kazoos. Corn kazoos. The world's smallest trombone, a trombone kazoo. Well, it takes 37 steps to make a trombone kazoo. And the trombone is the most popular kazoo instrument.
Try to make a kazoo, that's what they did, and they came up with the very first original kazoo. So this is the home of the original kazoo.
The original kazoo.
The plant was built in 1907, the machines were put in here in 1907, but the kazoos were not made here until about 1915.
Okay.
Shortly after they started making metal kazoos, everything else they were making had to go across the street to the plant over there because the kazoos became so popular they didn't have time to do both. So that all the sheet metal works like stove parts and chimney parts and things like that, that became Eclipse Metal. This became the Kazoo Factory.
Okay.
Only place in America that makes metal kazoos.
So the kazoos initially were wooden down in Georgia or South Carolina, and then metal up here, and then plastic was introduced.
Yeah, I don't know when it was first invented. Our plastics come from Beaufort, South Carolina.
Okay.
Because they're all American made.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure they're...
And you all still manufacture metal ones
Monday
here.
through Thursday here.
Monday through Thursday.
The factory's owned by Suburban Adult Services. It's a not-for-profit agency, and they work with adults with disabilities.
Oh, cool.
So if they were here today, that's who you'd see at all the machines.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The machines run on the overhead line drive, which is, you can see when you look up top, that they're all connected. So when I think that probably the most interesting thing is that back in 1907, this factory was built with electricity.
Oh, yeah.
So most factories were not built
Right.
with electricity back then, but we're so near to Buffalo and Niagara Falls that we were very fancy and we got to be built with electricity. So when the power is turned on, they all go at one time because they're all connected by that overhead line drive. And I can flip the switch and show you how it works. I'm sure the kids have never seen it.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Take a minute to warm up here. They're saying, wait a minute, today's Friday. We're not supposed to be working.
You ain't got a bell box down there.
Yeah, that little machine is having his die worked on, so the only way we can stop that machine is to take his belt off.
Yeah, they all went in here.
They all go out of there. We don't want them to go because that'll hurt the machine. So what happens is you see that the belts and the pulleys go around. That makes the machine operational. Then here you see there's hoses that come down here. That's air compression. So once the metal is inserted into the machine, that metal gives it the force to punch out the parts. And when you look on here, you'll see that every machine does a different job. So they're all doing something different. I have no idea how many steps it takes to make a horn, or a trumpet, or a French horn, or a trombone. And then all of the specialties are ones that people have created over the years, but we're not allowed to make them. They don't meet the child safety test. You'll see that most of them have a small part or a part that sticks out too far, and so they deem them not safe for children. So we look at them and say, oh, that's cute, but we don't sell them.
Eden, New York, the kazoo capital of the world.
Two simple stops, tucked away in upstate New York, but both packed with history, creativity, and a surprising amount of fun. the JELL-O Museum in LeRoy, to the Kazoo Factory in Eden. It just goes to show that travel doesn't always need big cities, famous landmarks, or national parks. But road trips are made from those odd little stops in between. So thanks for tagging along with the ride, and we'll see you in the next one.